All right, fellas, let's play team ball out there tonight and get this win. Game on.
Always enlightening to listen to the pregame huddle, huh? Welcome, everyone, to Phillips Arena. We're in Atlanta, Georgia, the home of the Hawks, where we'll be broadcasting live. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Mike Woodson had a few moments to share with me. He knows they're up against a team that plays best when they're getting to the rim. He told me that their number one concern is going to be sliding over to help on any drives and closing up any lanes to the hoop as quickly as possible. Good rotation is key, guys.
And as always, Doris, thank you.
Well, on paper anyway, the Knicks probably have the most intimidating front line in the NBA with Tyson Chandler, Amari Stoudemire, and Carmelo Anthony. A lot of star power there.
And that one's good.
Right out of the gate, just filling it up.
Both teams are, guys. I mean, points coming fast and furious.
Outside check. That's good. Steve, that trio you just mentioned, a lot of length, a lot of athleticism, Clark, a lot of skill.
Yeah, they've got a good complement of players along that front line. I mean, Chandler is a terrific defender and locker room leader, and then Amari and Melo, you've got guys that really can score the ball, and they're free to concentrate on that. So it's a definite dynamic trio. One of the best front courts in the league, I think.
And it seems like Atlanta is one of those teams, guys, that's just good enough to be in the playoffs year after year, but not really great enough to contend for a championship. And it's a tough spot to be in the NBA, but if you don't have a superstar player, which Atlanta doesn't, it's just tough to get over the hump.
The Hawks making a switch here. Johnson's checked in.
Well, after he threw that one down, he felt free to hang around for a little while.
A little extra emphasis at the end.
Now, you got to be careful, too, on that. It's used to be an automatic technical foul. They'll still call it at times, but they're a little more selective with the call.
Green kicks to Jack. Back to Green. There's the pass to Smith. A drop step. And yes, sir, that one drops. And it's a 10-point Knicks lead. Well, if you're Atlanta, do you perhaps consider trying, Steve and Clark to make a move for a superstar player or get over the hump? Or how do you think it's going to play out, Clark? I'll start with you. How do you think this thing's going to go in Atlanta?
Well, Kevin, when you're trying to put the puzzle pieces together, you always have to consider making a move for an elite-level talent. But when you look at the Hawks, they've got enough good and great players that if they can keep them in Atlanta, one of those guys might blossom into that elite star and be able to take Atlanta to the next level, perhaps even to the finals.
Offensive rebound. Wright dishes to Green. Back to Wright. Gets the bucket.
Brandon Wright.
Wright's got his first 2 points.
A lot of points for them here early in the first quarter. I mean, this could get ugly.
Yeah, they sure could. They're on quite a pace right now, and judging by their lead, this game could get out of hand in a hurry.
That is good.
So they're just getting hammered inside and really need to find a way to be tougher down there. They got to be physical. They got to man up in there.
I agree. I mean, you look at the points they're giving up, most of them seem to be coming inside the paint.
And it's Smith missing. For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to the Heat.
And, guys, I watched that game, and I remember thinking to myself, where's the aggressiveness defensively?
Yeah, I don't know why they played such casual D, Steve. I mean, there was no urgency, no fight, no intensity. I mean, it was just a flat night for them defensively. I mean, it was hard to watch.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Scott comes in for Ivan Johnson, and it's Jenkins in for Lou Williams. Right now, let's check out the standings in the Eastern Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. Take a look at the Knicks. And, of course, Atlanta. Not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
Well, right now for the Hawks, they performed at a level well below what I thought they were capable of. I mean, I expected a much, much better showing out of them.
You're not the only one who thought that, Clark. I mean, even if they weren't going to be an elite team, I think most people felt they would at least be competitive and solid, but they are really struggling. Well, one of the big advantages for the Knicks is that you know they'll always have money to spend. This is one of the most lucrative organizations in the entire NBA. They've never been afraid of spending a lot on salary in the past, and even with the new collective bargaining agreement rules, I would expect to see the Knicks well into the luxury tax.
To the middle.
There's one thing about the alley-oop. You can't fire the pass in there. You got to have some air under that pass. It needs a little hang time.
That's exactly right. A lot of finesse, just like that one was. Perfectly thrown.
And that's what makes the play so much fun to watch. There's finesse on the front end, but then power on the end.
Knicks, one of the most storied franchises as well, Steve, as you're talking about New York. Even with the Nets coming into town, into Brooklyn, you would think the Knicks and all that great history, Clark, will help them continue to recruit free agents.
Yeah, no question about it. New York is a special place, and it is in the landscape of NBA basketball. It's always going to be a hot destination for free agents. It's a place where guys want to play and want to be, not just for the basketball, but for what New York offers, and that's an advantage for the organization.
You know, Atlanta's an interesting sports town, guys. It's kind of a transient town. A lot of people who have moved, you know, maybe from New York or Chicago. So you don't have the passionate fan base down there that you might expect. And that's hurt them, I think, over the years. They haven't had the same gate receipts as some of the other big market teams. And that's been tougher to deal with.
An open lane right there, pretty much saw the daylight he wanted and took advantage.
Yeah, great opportunity, and he seized it without much hesitation.
Yeah, a little too easy, if you ask me. The defense really needs to tighten things up here.
And shot on the way. The shot by Anthony, no good.
Looked like an easy 2 points right there.
You know he's kicking himself for that.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter.
Tune in this Friday.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
Yeah, they've been fantastic offensively, really coming out strong, and they've lit it up.
Yeah, they have. I mean, very much in control and shooting the ball extremely well.
Cooper in at power forward. Devin Harris is out there with Jones. Then it's Smith, and it's Horford in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Atlanta.
Well, you know what, guys? Josh Smith is a tremendous athlete. I don't think any of us would question that. He's strong enough to bang inside, quick enough to defend on the perimeter, and quite honestly, he's one of the most explosive bouncers we have in the game. I mean, he really can elevate.
And the basket by Harris.
Love the finish there. Not much defense, though.
The Knicks leading by 8. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Stoudemire outside. And a great assist by Kidd as that one goes in.
And talking about Josh Smith, you know, defensively, guys, he's really elite. I mean, he can block shots, get in the passing lanes, and rebounds, got those long arms. And then in transition, if he gets out and runs, I mean, forget about it. One of the deadliest finishers in the game. And they're struggling a little bit on the glass. They've got to pick up their physical play in the paint.
Yeah, it's about being tougher and more physical, just as you said, Steve. If they can do that better, they've got a chance to come back.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Atlanta. Down low, off the pick. Green, no luck.
The defense was ready for him that time, and they had to be. He is so powerful in the lane.
From the arc. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. This is their second outing of the season against the Hawks.
And what caused them to lose that last matchup was the mistakes. And they just committed too many turnovers. And they were sloppy with the ball, and that's why they lost.
And it's Smith penetrating. And he's knocked off course by the D. The foul call. He'll shoot free throws. That's going to be on Jarrett Jack. And sloppy play clock to be avoided at all costs.
Kevin, just take care of the ball. That's what you want to tell him. Just take care of the ball. Don't.
Harris kicks to Corbin. Kicks it to Williams. Looking to end his cold spell. Gets it to go. Williams has got 8. The Knicks leading by 5. Feeds to White. Here's the 3. That's good.
James White.
Well, you feel good for Larry Drew, who's in his 3rd season as a head coach, because he spent 18 years as an assistant before he finally got his big break with the Hawks. In all, he's been with Atlanta since 2004, so he knows these players well.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Hi, guys. Big Daddy in their last game against the Cavaliers was a major force. He had 6 points and added 7 rebounds to go with his scoring. This game might have acted as a coming-out party for him in the NBA. A truly dominating performance. Let's see, Kevin.
All right, Doris. And by the way, Doris, you are really bringing it tonight. Thank you very much. Definitely a nice performance. And Clark, he's got to be happy with that.
Absolutely, Kevin. I was there. Love seeing him get down to business and handle things the way he did. He made key plays. A very, very impressive job.
Isn't it great to see a guy like that just come through under pressure? He seems to just thrive in those situations.
Will it go? Knicks with the rebound. Anthony's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Larry Drew, well liked by the players in his time as an assistant, probably made it a little bit easier for the ownership to make him the head coach as he replaces Mike Woodson.
Well, it's always easier to be the good cop, when you're the assistant coach. All of a sudden you
It'll count. Can't get it to go. And a tight game here as we end the first half.